Hey going guys, it's Justin here and welcome to the full flight video that we're going to be doing today out to Canberra, just after the other video will be released as well on the first look of the tablet. So we're going to start with the part that I didn't do in the that video and have a look at the performance calculator. So we have our takeoff, we've got landing and en route as well. So we'll import from the OFP and all of that sort of stuff when we get to that, when we pretty much get ready for that sort of stuff. But anyways, without further ado, let's for now get ready for, I don't know why my mouse is not working, it is really annoying right now. But for now, let's get ready for the flight and we'll go from there. So we're in a turnaround state here down at Melbourne International. And we're going to just quickly bring up the QFP and have a look. So we know what we've got. We've got 136 passengers. Our cargo is 6.9, so 7,000. So if we just go 6.9 divided to, that's 3.75 with 136 passengers. And our fuel is 6.3. Now, I don't know how much fuel we've got on board. We've got 7.4 on board, so we might be able to get away with that. Alright, so we'll just go down here, go ground services. We do have the active ground power still on. Request fuel, we don't need any fuel. So we are going to request the jetway. And I'm just going to pretend that all the passengers are still there. And we had... how many passengers? 136. So we're just going to go ahead and load an extra 136 passengers on board, and we'll start that as soon as possible. Alrighty. So we'll go to the jetway and we'll start boarding. Alright. We'll go ahead and release those. We'll just take the cargo with us, and that's it. There was no jetway here. My bad. It is boarding the passengers anyway. That's okay. So we're going to just take that, what we have with us anyways, and then we'll move on. Alright, so we're just going to wait until that was over. Now, for those that didn't watch the last video, we have a vertical flight plan. That's right. I'll probably zoom down there. We'll have a look at that later. Alright, so for those that haven't seen this, we're going to need a CI of 30. Now, if you want to have a look at it on the, so you can see it here, CI 30, but if you just want an easy one, it's just there. So that's all right. So we'll just go cost index of 30, or CI. So cost index of 30, and we have 7.4 on, and the planned fuel for today, if we go back in here and have a look at our planned fuel, so there is a fuel tally right here, 6.2, and you can also see the fuel down here at 6.3. So they asked for 6.3 just for the extra. So what we'll do is we'll say that we have 6.3 on for the plan, but we have 7.4. So we are going to have 1.1 in reserve, just so we're not taking too much fuel. Now they'll probably say, oh, you don't have enough, but we really do. Okay, so we're ready to go. So we can just click on zero fuel weight. You can do all of this other stuff elsewhere. We need to find our altitude, which will be 310. So our flight altitude would be 310. Right there. And our cruise and winds, if you have a look down here, our average, so we'll just say 180, 150. So 180 and 150. So there are our average winds. Okay, that's what I put down anyways, and then we'll just go 11 there and make that trans altitude the Australian one, which is flight level 110. Okay, we'll go ahead and activate that. You don't activate that until you get the walk around bloke come around and talk to you. Alright, so we're just going to leave it at 98.9% for the takeoff. So we'll go flaps, CG, and then we'll get the weather for this runway. So we'll go back to our departure meta, and the weather is 170 at 15 knots. 170 at 15 knots is going to be where the weather is down on the runway. Okay, so I'll grab that. The slope of the runway is pretty cool to find. Not everyone, you don't really need it, but it's worth having. Now, it's easy to do. So you have a look for the elevation at one end of the runway, which this one is 332. And then at this end of the runway is 333. Now you always take, so what was it? 432 minus 330 is 102. Right, and then we times that by 100 and divide that by 1000. Or is that... Sorry, divide by 100, my bad, and times it by 1000, or elsewhere. And then you can get the degrees. So it is obviously down, because 34 is lower than 16. So we go back to the slope here, and you can type down 1.2. We'll just do 1.2, okay? And then we put that in the slope there, and then we have a look at all the other features that we've got there. All right. Other thing we need to do is, we've totally forgot that. We've already done the index, and we haven't done our position. So we should go ahead and make sure that our positions are all sorted, which they are. So we're going to just go gate reference, YMML. I'm not 100% sure what gate we're at, so we're just going to go to the next page, and we're going to go there, and we are flying to Canberra, which is YCSB, so SCB. And we'll plug that in there, and we'll request a flight plan, and then we select, and we will wait. So it is requesting. We know that we're going to be on runway 16, so we can just go ahead and chuck that in there like that. There is the flight plan. It may knock off 16, but we'll see. And then it will come up. So we can go QFA. And if we have a look, we were 866. So QFA 866, so we're going to go ahead and activate that and hit OK. QFA 866, flight number, runway 16. Done. OK. So that's all that done. You can save it if you want. If you're going to be doing this flight over and over again, you can save it and you can type in your own co-route, which is pretty cool. So departing runway 16, okay? And we want to, if we want to find out the routes that we'll be departing on, I don't think that that part is in here. You probably have to still bring up Navigraph either via the in-game panel or bring up it on its own little panel itself. I'm going to do it on its own little panel itself because it's telling me that we'll be departing on Ebony, I believe it is. So if we have a look here, Docile 1 departure. So we'll be on a Docile 1 departure. Docile 1 departure. Okay? And then we'll hit the OK button there. So yeah, we'll be on the Docile 1 departure on the way out of the flight. So we go legs. We're going to have a look here. So we'll be flying out and around 5,000 at LBAC, and then so on and so forth. Now, we just grab this one here. And we'll just hit there. Okay. And that's it. We'll just hit that, and we don't have to come back and do all that jizz jazz. Okay, so we'll be landing on runway 17. So don't know if there will be anyone there, but we'll just go ahead and chuck it anyways. We'll be using Arnav West. I don't know if that's correct, but we'll have a look anyway. We can always have a look at a... So if I bring up the Navigraph thing for you guys to see, let's just go grab that. The Navigraph window. And transfer. Okay, so you've got the Navigraph window there. Now, if we go and have a look at procedures for arrivals, and there's our arrivals there for runway 17. Okay. Alright. So we could go Mandy Alpha. I reckon we'll go Mandy Alpha. Why not? So we'll go Mandy Alpha on the Aaron transition. Okay? And then we'll go there. So you can see that there. So now if we go back to charts and then we go to star, we want the Aaron star. Oh no, it was the Mandy, wasn't it? The Mandy 3 Alpha arrival. So you're gonna, we'll put it up here and you'll be able to see it. So there, it's not to scale, but there's Aaron, and that's our flight. So Mandy in, and then straight into the flight. Okay, so we'll have a look at that in a little bit more detail when we get to Canberra. Okay, so we've done all of that. Just hit that, and we'll set that to route. So if we have a look at our legs, we're not going to be using CB, so what we'll do is we'll just grab Aaron, go yoink, and then that should be it. Now before we hit execute, come up here, we'll hit the plan button, and you'll see the plan. So we'll start at page 1, and we'll plan our way through it, hitting the steps. So that's our steps there, and we move along, making sure that there's no dotted lines that are too bad for us. Okay. So there was one there. When we got to Aaron, there's 2. Okay. So if we keep going through, alright, so we'll go back to where we can find Aaron twice. Okay, it should disappear when we hit OK. Alright, so that's the route that we want. We don't want the other route anymore. Okay, that's cool. So that's why you want to double check everything, and then that's obviously the departing point if we miss the runway. Okay. Okay, it does say drag required. It might not say that when we get up in the air, so that's fine by that. Okay, so then we've got all our limits and all that sort of stuff. So now what we can do, now that we've done all that, let's go have a look at the other part of the flight plan, and this is your performance. So we can go ahead and pull all the data just by importing from OFP. Alrighty, so we've pulled from Melbourne. We're selecting the runway ID, which is 16, and it gives us all the details. It is obviously dry outside, and it's giving us our slope. They say -1, and that's what we said. We said 1.2, but we've actually gotten the actual one. We're also going to take the flap settings for the aircraft. So we have our weight, packs will be off, obviously, and takeoff flaps will be optimum. We'll put 5 there. Rating optimum. We're gonna have that off there. Our CG import from aircraft. Okay, so that's all of that, and then we'll import the weather that we have outside at the moment, which is all that, and then we'll go ahead and calculate. Now, if you don't want to do any of that and you want to try and do it all yourself, by all means, just do it. But that is just how easy it is. They've made it for you. Okay, and it's given us our VREF, our VR, and V2 and V1s. The trim, what it needs to be set at, the cell temperature, and all of that sort of stuff. Rating, TO, flaps set for 5. You can have all different stuff. Okay, and we've already calculated it, which is pretty dang good. So let's go and see if the V1, VR, and V2 are the same. So we have a look over here. It isn't, but we can go ahead and change that. So V1 was 141, 142 for VR, and 145 for departing. So 141, 141, and 145. Now they say 147, so I'm going to go 150 for taking off. Okay, and that's it. That's pretty self-explanatory right there. And we should be able to get up in the go. So you can do all this sort of stuff here. So we're going to pull that from the QFP, import the weather. Packs will be on auto, so technically they should be off, but we'll leave it on just in case. Flaps landing flaps will be 30 degrees. That's what we do in Australia. Go. Select a runway 17, okay, and that's what we're going to be doing there. And then hopefully we'll find out what the runway is here. Landing distance, so it gives us the whole runway. Quick turn weight, VREF is 154. I think that's just the weight we are at the moment. That might change. And then we also have the runway ID, so we're going to that runway. We're going to put landing flaps 30. Packs will be on. Anti-ice, well, they'll be on auto. I don't know why they haven't set that there. VREF added, so we'll just go there. And you can change this on the fly, obviously. And then you can go ahead and find your landing distance, landing en route. So our landing distance, we should require landing is 3,500. So we should need all of that runway. So we've got to touch down before that that line. But we'll have a look at that when we get in the air. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and close that for now. We'll just bring this one back up and come back to this map here. Might even open it up and then go ahead and zoom on in, lock onto the aircraft. And we'll use this for our taxi out. Okay, so from there, guys, let's get going. We'll bring that back there, and we need to select our, I think it was 124, wasn't it? 124 is the Barrow, so we'll change that to 124. We'll select our, not that one. So that's going to be set for 150. And the heading of the runway. Now, to find the heading of the runway, just come down here and select a approach for runway 16. We can go ahead and get rid of Navigraph for a second now, and I'll show you that at a later date. So 160 is the heading that we need up here. So We'll select 160 now, just by changing this. 16160. And that one's set for 160 on the far side. Alright, the other heading, the altitude, sorry, we're going to say 6,000 feet is our initial. Our heading, we'll select 160 as well, and leave that on altitude. I am using the Bravo throttle quadrant, if you don't know what I'm using. Okay, right. Next point of call is doors. So let's go and make sure that all the doors are closed. So I'll close the doors and we'll start up the APU. Alright, APU is on. Wait for it to spool up before we can change over the stuff. Now I do have I have better pushback on here. Pushback Express, sorry, not better pushback. So I'm going to launch this application, and I'll also have it on OBS for you to listen to it, because it is pretty neat. That's cool. There's an update for it, but that's okay. That's no problem. It's part of the, there we go. So I'll just leave that there for you. You might be able to hear it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm hoping you do hear it. So, alright. So we have the APU is on now, so we'll swap that on there. And we'll leave the landing altitude there, and we're going to just bring that to 3.5. So that's the landing altitude. I'll just put that over the other side. Alright. So anti-collision lights should be off, sorry. Strobes on, logo off, wing off, daylight out there. I haven't fully gone around the aircraft and completely shut it down for my last flight, but that's okay. Alright. Now we're getting ready to depart now. So we'll go ahead and talk to him. I don't know if you're going to hear this, but you should. Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We'll be ready shortly.
Roger.
Alrighty, so we'll have a tug out here somewhere. I don't even know if we do, but we will somewhere. While we're here, we'll go ground services, we'll release the ground power, and we'll release the chocks. Okay. I don't think we're going to get one, but if we get a tug, that'd be great. But I don't think we will, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn on track IR just for a second, gents. And we'll sort out... so your dampeners are on. Low pressure. So we'll turn our fuel on. Come up here. Nothing along there. That's okay. Now that should be set to auto. So we'll just tell them to put their seatbelts on. And smart cars. We need to start the smart cars, otherwise this flight's not going to register for Q Virtual. And I'm just going to grab that right now. While that's spinning up, we'll go ahead. That's all turned on. That's okay. Flights. Grab that. Fly that. Cruise altitude was that. Flying on VATSIM and start.
Welcome aboard, everyone. Before we get moving, please be sure to fasten your seatbelt, return your seat back and folding trays to their full upright position, and store your carry-on luggage in either an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. If seated next to an emergency exit, please read carefully the instructions located by the exit. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in them in the event of an emergency, please inform the flight attendant so that they may reseat you. We request that all portable electronic devices such as mobile phones or laptops be either turned off or put in airplane mode at this time. This is because these devices may interfere with the aircraft's navigational and communication equipment. We will inform you when you may continue using these devices.
All right, now.
To remind you that smoking on board this aircraft is prohibited by law, as is tampering with, disabling, or destroying lavatory smoke detectors. If you have any questions about this flight today, don't hesitate to ask myself or another flight attendant. Have a great flight.
All right, now that's all. I don't know if you actually heard that, but if you did, that was my lovely ladies in the back there, or gentlemen, talking about the aircraft. You'll hear them again if they did talk. That's why I wasn't talking if you didn't hear it. I was hoping you did, but if you didn't. Anyways. From that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now depart out to runway 16. So we're going to call the cab and get us pushed back. All right. So we'll just do that, and we'll get the go ahead to depart. We're going to be taking Echo Quebec, or Echo. We'll be taking Echo, I believe, out here. Echo Alpha crossing 27. Okay, so that's really good if you don't know any airports or anything like that. The tablet is absolutely amazing. Is doing its wonders right now. So, anyways, let's get ready to go. We are ready for pushback and engine start. Don't talk
Roger.
too quick.
Release the parking brakes, please.
Brakes released.
Pushing back.
All right. So they're about to start. They've just pushed us back. Now there is no tug there. It disappeared.
Welcome aboard the flight. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened. Return your seat backs and trays to their full upright position. Also, please turn off all electronic devices.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
All right. Well, we're starting our engines at discretion. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and start engines. So we're going to go there and start engines. So as you can see, engines are starting up, and we're going to start spinning our aircraft out to the left, that direction. Oh, there's a bit of a freeze there. Sorry, guys. So N2 is about 22 before we kick it in. And here's a taxi line just here for us. Stop pushback.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Brakes are set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We'll see you on the left side with the pin.
Clear to disconnect.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
And there it is, guys. We don't have to talk to the ground crew ever again. They're gone. And yeah, the voice control disappears. I want to get the... I'm pretty sure I had the PMDG FS to crew version, so I don't know why I haven't. But anyways. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start up the next one. So waiting for N2 to get to 20. And then we'll start the next one. There she goes. That's just starting up there. And we probably should have our anti-collision lights on as well. There's always something that you forget. Okay? No one's perfect. Alright, so while we're waiting, I want to get Canberra's altitude. So we're going to be going approach runway 17. So it doesn't really matter which runway 17 I pick. All I want to do is grab the altitude for that. So 1,874. So we need to change our landing altitude to 1,874, 50 within the closest. So we'll go 900, 1,900. Okay. go that. Right, so we'll just turn those back on. Alright, so generator's on. Heater heat's on. Hydraulics on. Packs on auto. Engines on. APU off. Landing altitude and the pressure is checked. Set the engines to continuous. APU is off. Taxi lights on. Selecting flaps 5. There it is. Select flaps 5. Selecting the systems there. So we'll go full left, full right, full back, full forward, and then the rudder, full left and full right on the rudder. It's all good. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. We can also reset the fuel. So reset fuel flow, and then we can have a look at how much we've used if we need to. Right, so we're out here now, so I'll select the traffic on the radio. We don't have the radar, so I'm not going to put the radar on the right hand side. We'll just put the the terrain. Normally goes on the right one, and the weather goes on the left, but that's okay. So we'll go down to our our transponder and go 120 and 00. And one thing I haven't done is sign into QFA 866. I haven't signed into VATSIM either. B738. So that's alright. Done it now anyways. So, and doesn't look like there's anyone at Melbourne. Okay. Alright, so we're on TA only, so we'll just go TA.
Melbourne Terminal Information Romeo. Expect GLS or ILS approach. Runway 16. Wind 170 degrees, 15 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers. Cloud scattered 3,300 feet, overcast 3,800 feet. Temperature 15. QNH 1024. On first contact with Melbourne ground or approach, notify receipt of information Romeo.
Alright, so that's information Romeo there, guys. So we've already got all of that. I'll just bring up totally forgot to call them up. I thought I was connected, but I wasn't, but that's okay. So we'll just get Melbourne Centre on the ball there and let them know. Melbourne Centre, Qantas Flight 866 with you, just on Tango, ready for taxi. Alright, we'll give them a bloody flight plan, which I also forgot to. Qantas Flight 866 to Canberra, just sending through the flight plan now. Alrighty, just sending a flight plan through to Melbourne.
343, we're ready to go, runway 35 Canberra.
Qantas 343, contact me airborne, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
35, clear for takeoff, we'll go Qantas 343.
We're pretty sure we're entering your airspace there at 3,000. Just give you a heads up, we will be entering.
Yep, so we'll verify the speeds, which we've done, which is okay. Set VNAV and LNAV, and select the auto throttle. So we're all set, ready to go now.
Victor Charlie Yankee, I don't have your flight plan on file, sir.
Victor Charlie Yankee, we're just going to quickly disconnect your connected traffic.
Victor Charlie Yankee. Kendall 3664 from present position, track direct to Mildura.
Direct Mildura, Kendall 3664.
In Melbourne Centre, Qantas flight 866 to Canberra, ready to copy IFR.
Qantas 866, you're cleared to Canberra via Docel planned route, via the SID, climb to 5000, runway 16, Docel 1 departure, squawk 3236, and departure on 123.75.
Can you say the departures again, please?
Sorry, say again, 866.
Just say the departure again, please.
Docel 1 departure, sir.
Oh, sorry, the frequency.
123.75.
Clear to Canberra via Docel, flight plan route, climb by the SID 5000, Docel 1 departure, squawk 3236, and departures 123.75.
Qantas 866.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and chuck that in here. So we got 3, 2,
Negative, sir.
3,
Nothing received.
3, 6.
No, Qantas 343, 6000 to 10.
Qantas 343 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 190, cancel speed.
Oh, SID level 190, cancel speed, Qantas 343.
I really do hope this is picking up on the video because it's a bit unfortunate if it's not, guys. So. Melbourne Centre, Qantas flight 866 is on Tango, ready for taxi.
Qantas 866, taxi via Echo and Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 0927.
Taxiing Echo Alpha to runway 16, holding point Charlie, crossing 27866. Alrighty, guys,
And
let's
556, resume main navigation, track direct to Kepler plan.
let's go. So flaps at 5, which we're good. Alright. Let's get going, shall we? Now I have a little I am running 3 screens. Now you're unfortunately not going to see the 3 screens. But I managed to get all of that stuff sorted. I might stream it in 3 screens in the future, but for now, we'll just do with what we got. So you hear a lot of talking in a minute when we get going.
Yankee Charlie Yankee, Victor Charlie Yankee, negative at this time, sir.
I'm hoping.
If I can get everyone's attention, we will now review safety information regarding the flight today. You see the seatbelt sign illuminate, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fitting, one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. You can release your seatbelt by lifting the upper portion of the buckle. It's preferred that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight in case of turbulence. There are several emergency exits throughout the plane. Please take a moment.
So yeah, I really hope that you do hear Fats in there.
Your nearest exit.
That'd be great if you did.
If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor level lighting will guide you toward the available exit.
Qantas 343, no further ATC service available, radar services terminated. Contact Unicom 122.8, Sydney Towers online, and the Asus is up, expecting towards the duty runways 16 left and right.
Unicom, thanks for help, Qantas 343.
Hold the mask towards you and place it firmly over your mouth and nose. Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. It might seem like the bag isn't inflating, but oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who needs help, please secure your own mask first.
Melbourne Center, Flight Doc 282 is with you. Flight level 220, direct XROM, this time about 22
so let's
miles
go have a look at the map here. So we need to go to Alpha, gents,
Flight Doc 282.
which is just up here.
low into the mountains. Also use the whistle and light to attract attention. Your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Electronic devices like phones and laptops
And Flight Off 282, what sort of approach did you want to do into Essendon, sir?
I would take the RNAV, runway 17, preferably the November Echo transition if possible for Flight Off 282.
Flight Off 282, you can expect down at runway 17.
It is recommended that you read it before we take off.
Expect RNAV, runway 17 for Essendon, Flight Off 282.
Remember, we hope you enjoy your flight.
Alright, I was just doing a last minute before takeoff while everyone was talking just there. So we've just put our anti-skid on. I've turned the spoiler the
Charlie
strobes
Golf,
on.
Mike Alpha November, no further ATC
As we're about to go
available. Radar
across
terminated contact
the runways here. We're heading up to Charlie.
Shoot decimal 8, Charlie Golf, Mike Alpha
ready.
November. Have a good day, sir.
So when we get close, we'll just
Yes,
say
yes.
we're ready, ready upon reaching, and yeah. So we'll let him know as soon as we get across this runway. Melbourne Centre Qantas flight 866 ready.
Qantas 866, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16, contact you airborne on 124.75. Alright, so he wants us on 124.75. Alright, so we got that all set, we're all ready to go. Oops, let's turn that on. Just like that. My bad. Alright, so flight directors are turned on, it's just good. Do we have that set for main? I really hope we do. Yeah, that's set.
3664 center.
For main. One thing I didn't say is we had
Candle
Romeo with him,
3664.
but it's alright.
Candle 3664 is indicating on my screen, sir, that you're 400 feet below the cleared flight level, sir. Just confirm you're on standard QNH.
Alright, so that is...
Yeah, that's
There we
a
go.
mistake on our part, Center. We're correcting now.
Candle 3664.
Alright, so never follow the yellow line around. We're actually going to follow...
When ready, descend to flight level 1.
We're going to go out. Now, with
Flight
the
Off
third
282,
screen, I can
copy
actually
one
see
ready,
the
you'll be
windows
descending
left
to
and right.
flight level
So
130.
we'll line out. I get, somewhat 90 degrees with the dotted lines, and I'll slowly bring the aircraft around onto center line there. Alright, so everything else is armed. We have the LNAV, VNAV armed. The autopilot is also armed, and we have our auto throttle armed. So we're all good there. Landing lights can come on, which is all good. Everything's in flight mode. Everything down there is good. Alright, we'll bring down our head-up display. And... Yep. Right, let's get going. So we'll bring the throttle up to there. We'll hit our clock. And off we go, gents. Maintaining center line. 80 checked. Rotating.
10.
And we'll gear up. And basically just try and hand fly most of this for now. So we'll go flaps 1. Flaps up now. So basically, if you want to know how to fly the aircraft manually, just watching the... I don't even have to look outside, really. I like looking outside. All I'm doing is just making sure that the magenta lines on my primary flight display are making a plus sign. And if they're making a plus sign, we're basically flying our flight plan.
Melbourne, that's the Air New Zealand one.
Okay, just slight movements. You don't have to do a lot.
New Zealand 147, regular 5 by 5.
New Zealand 147, we'll ask for IFR in a couple of minutes if that's alright.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and chuck on autopilot. We'll hit the speed brake just to slow us down a bit. Yeah, Melbourne Centre, Qantas Flight 866, Airborne 5000.
Qantas 866, identified, fly received, Qantas Flight level 310, cancel speed.
Climb to 310, 866. Alrighty, so he did say cancel speed, but I'm not going to do that because I need to maintain my flight, so we'll init that. So we'll go all the way to flight level 310. Yeah, if I do any like speeding or anything while I'm on Q Virtual after a certain amount of time, accumulated time, that can be bad for business, basically. We don't want to be exceeding speeds for more than 3 minutes, I believe it is. Alright, so we're up in the air, so we can turn some lights off now. We'll keep the landing lights on for a bit longer. So I hit level change. I hit level change so we can climb faster as well. If you just climb on VNAV, it will go up on what it needs to go up on. So, or what the minimum require is. Minimum requirement. Alright, so we'll have a look at it.
My arrival, do you know what my arrival will be, just so I can get that all prepared now?
So I reckon we're going to be at Canberra at 4.9. We've got 6.6 on board, so it's not too bad. Basically, we'll get up there and then we'll fly for about 10 minutes at height, and then we'll have to descend. So
okay, and have a look at
pretty,
who's online. Have a look. Can you
so
tell
it'll
me
probably
who's
be
online?
VMC. So what's that standard? Standard set.
Okay.
And
so
landing
you see
on
the Sydney Asus is up.
And we'll select the engines back to auto.
Okay. Roger, sir. What normally happens is I'll give you a star clearance. Well, when I pass you off to the next center controller, he'll give you a star clearance.
Okay, sorry about that. Could you describe that?
Are you familiar with a star clearance, sir?
Yeah, that's where they give you a new school code, arrival, and yeah.
Okay. They don't give you a new score code. You always keep your score code, but they give you a clearance that indicates to you what runway to expect at Sydney when they give you this star clearance.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. It's just, I did receive a star clearance once and I got changed to a new school. I think that might have been just because I was using a set for the same dude.
In New Zealand 147 also, well, unfortunately Sydney Tower's just logged off, but when I pass you off to the next standard controller, he'll give you the star clearance with the appropriate runway to expect.
Roger. Alright, New Zealand 147, might as well get the ball rolling now. We're pressing I for clearance to Sydney.
New Zealand 147, you're cleared to Sydney by Towcell, plan route, via the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 16, Towcell 1 departure, score 4560, and departures on 123.75.
4563 squawk, expect flight level 5008 out, expect Docell 1 departure, New Zealand 147, and what was that departure frequency real quick?
18,000 feet. Roger, 123.75, and just confirm your score code is 4560.
4560, departure frequency 123.75. New Zealand 147.
New Zealand 147. Flight off 282, descent to 9,000. Stand by for QNH.
Flight Off 282. Descend 9,000 from Flight Off 282.
It's not too bad just listening to VATSIM when it's up and going, isn't it? I've always been on VATSIM ever since I started getting into flying, so it's really, really, really good, really rewarding.
QNH 1024 for Flight
to
Off
fly with
282.
like-minded people on a VATSIM network. So if you ever want to get into VATSIM, it's really, really good, and you can learn a lot before you head out into the real world. So yeah, definitely have a look at it and see what you guys think. So yeah.
No, center requesting pushback and startup, or can I do that on magnitude?
New Zealand 147, you always need to ask for a pushback, sir.
Sorry about that, requesting pushback and startup.
New Zealand 147, push approved.
Push approved, New Zealand 147.
And New Zealand 147, can you squawk mode Charlie on the ground, thanks?
Squawking Charlie now, sorry about that, I forgot, thanks for reminding me.
Alright.
Squawking 4560 now, do you see it?
New Zealand 147, thanks.
No worries.
Alright, gents. So, or gents and gentettes, I should say, if there is the gentettes following or watching along. Anyways, we are coming up to cruise. Now, it is a 40-odd minute flight, so there will be a little bit of waiting and a little bit of listening to other people, which is really cool because we're just listening to someone obviously fairly new to VATSIM himself. So everyone is new eventually, and VATSIM is, it's not a scary one. Like, VATSIM, you can pretty much, everybody can definitely be involved in VATSIM. So you just need to be patient with people and go from there. So, yeah. Just jump in, listen to what people have to say, and yeah, you'll do fine. Honestly.
United 98 Heavy Thrustmaster development.
Go ahead. United 98.
United 98 Heavy, you're cleared to Lizzie 9 Alpha, arrival, runway 16, wind ready, D75 level 210.
Let's hear Lizzie 9 Alpha, arrival, runway 16, wind ready, flight level 210, United 98.
It'll probably be a lot faster once we actually get to height, because I'm still using level change to get up there. So once we get up there, then I'll swap over to VNAV and we'll start picking up some speed. Alrighty, so now that the aircraft is up, it should take over and chuck us back on a VNAV. So we'll select VNAV now, and the aircraft will start speeding up and start sorting itself out.
Gentlemen, you may now unfasten your seatbelt and move around the cabin. The flight attendants are coming by with beverages and food at this time. Enjoy the rest of your flight.
We'll just set the heading for that and select my seats for auto, because I'm 100% going to forget the seatbelts on landing, so 100% know that already. Anyways, if we have a look down here, when we are distance to top of descent, 150 nautical miles away from distance to top of descent, which we're already within 150, we can start our descent procedures, okay? So first off, I would go to descent and go to forecast, and the really cool thing about this is we can request the winds. While we're waiting, we're going to set the decision altitude for flight level 110. Once the winds are requested, then we'll have all the different winds at the different altitudes for descent.
United 98 Heavy. Flight Dock 282, descent to 5,000.
5,000, flight out 282.
Hit load. I don't think I've swapped over to that. My bad. Alright, so we have all the other ones sorted. Then we're going to go to the progression. So we're going to take 4.9 off. So we're going to go. Our total is 5.7, but we're going to have 4.9 when we get to Canberra. So what we'll do is we'll go 5.7 of fuel minus the 4.9, which will give us 0.8. All right. So 5.7, so we minus that 4.8. So what we need to do is go to index, takeoff, index, approach. All right, so we've got our gross weight. We need to take off 0.8 from that. So 664.1 minus 0.8 is 6.33. So we'll type in 6.3 there, and we'll grab 30 and we'll plug that into there. And then if we just go back and then come back, it goes back to normal. But then we got our landing speed at 146. Okay. Now we've also got the other options over here in our performance tools. So landing and landing en route. So we'll go from this. So we're going to take that, input weather, and we'll go ahead and calculate. Everything still looks the same, doesn't it? So it really doesn't matter.
Melbourne Centre, New Zealand.
We'll probably go brakes 2 on that one.
Pushback down, passing taxi to.
So we're going to need all of the runway
Sorry, 1 second.
to land. Okay.
Visual 147, taxi by Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway
So yeah.
16, cross runway 0927.
So we'll select auto brakes 2.
Cross 09.
So we'll select auto brakes 2. And packs will be on, obviously, and a few other things. If we take the packs off, what's the difference? There is really no difference. And we've got the auto setting in here, so the packs will probably change
holding point
based
Charlie
on all of that.
and
So
cross runway 0927.
non-normal conditions, all flaps up, skids,
Runway 09.
hydraulic system. So non-normal landing conditions, you got all sorts of different ones here. So if we were to say that we were 1 engine in-op, okay, do we have enough runway to land? That sort of thing, all that sort of stuff, or lee flaps in transit. Maybe we are landing with all flaps up, that sort of thing. Okay. So yeah, basically it's giving us the whole runway. So that's that. That's just pretty cool. We're going to have a look at this. That's calculated as normal, and so on and so forth. So you can use this as all the different sort of stuff that you need.
New Zealand 147, you can,
so a VREF is 149.
take the full length of Bravo.
The VREF that they said here is 146, but we plus the 5 on that as well. So we put a plus 5 on knots. Okay, so always put plus 5 on that. So just remember that, guys. You'll be right.
New Zealand 147, understood. United 98 heavy descent to 9000 Melbourne QNH 1024.
Then 1 star to 9000, QNH 1024, United 98.
All right, and yeah, so we should be well and truly on the way to getting a landing soon. How much longer? I reckon 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes until we're there. It's not too bad.
Yeah, Melbourne Center, flight out 282. Are we cleared the RNAV, runway 17 at Essendon?
Flight on 282, descend to 3000. For correction, lead control area descending for the RNAV approach runway 17. No reported IFR, report clear the runway.
Copy, leaving controlled, and we are cleared the RNAV runway 17, and we'll report on the ground at Essendon. Flight out 282.
I love this plane. The 737 is just an amazing little aircraft. So, for any of those guys that are having troubles with this aircraft, you're more than happy to find my Discord details that are in YouTube on in the key about me, I think they are. If they're not, I'll have to update them. I'll have a look after the video. Yeah, you're more than happy to contact me via Discord or in the comments. Just comment down below and I can get in contact with you. If you ever need any help with the 737, whether it's setting up the aircraft so you can get it going or just the systems in general. A lot of people come back to me asking for why the autopilot's not working. There's many reasons why it's not working. It could be the aircraft, the way you set it up, or it could be the settings that you have in the...
3664, when ready, descend to 9000, Eric and H1021.
It could be...
QNH 1021 when ready, down to 9,000 feet, Kendall 3664.
Could be the settings in the sim.
3664, contact me now 134.325.
34325, Kendall 3664.
Alright, so he's going to ask us...
Kendall 3664 up on 325.
Kendall 3664, thanks. Qantas 866, clearance available.
Alright, that's us. Go ahead for Qantas 866. Go ahead for Qantas 866.
866, you'll clear the Poly 9 Alpha arrival, runway 35, when ready, descent to flight level 210.
What was the arrival again, Matt?
866, Poly 9 Alpha arrival.
Cleared Poly 9 Alpha arrival, descend flight level 210, 866. Alright, so Poly Alpha.
New Zealand 147 at holding point Bravo.
So we'll
Is there 147? Contact me.
We'll start
airborne,
descending.
Runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, contact once airborne at New Zealand 147. Thank you.
we'll start descending here. And now I did say I was going to forget the thing, but I just remembered it, so I'll just turn them back on. Alright, so I'll bring Navigraph up for you, and we'll see where we're going. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. So we're actually on the Poly 9 Alpha arrival, so we're going to go star.
Center, Kendall 3664, can we get that QNH again?
So this is our new flight plan for runway 35. So we're going to go arrival, Canberra, We're going to look for 3-5 ILS. We'll use Yankee, and we need
1021,
9 Alpha, then execute, and we'll go Aaron transition, just for the sake of it. Then we'll go route, legs, sorry. So we're going to Aaron. Let's just double check where we are. So that's Aaron, Polly, Menzie Mobile. So we'll just link that up. Alright, cool. And we'll hit that. Alright, so for that example, so we're going to be coming out on Polly now, so for 3-5, so you can see that we're coming from Aaron, Polly, and then we'll be heading down into there. So what we need is runway 35 ILS Yankee, which is this one here.
New Zealand 147 airborne.
Few things that we need.
runway,
We're going to need the
going runway heading right
ILS frequencies. So we'll select.
I need a level to verify, is that? What level are you passing?
level, flight level 25.
So we need ILS. So I'm just going to swap it over to there because this one's easier. So ILS 090.5 and the same again.
3,000 now for 5,000.
Decimal 5, there we are. We can also select the Canberra one here. 2, 6.
Up to flight level 340 via the New Zealand 1476.
3. We'll swap that over there like that. Alrighty, so that's those done. We'll select that to ADF. That should come up with the ADF signal. I'm not 100% sure what Canberra is, so we're just going to have VMC set for that. We'll have a look here at, so our height is 1869. So for our heads up display, we're going to select the runway 1869, and then we'll hit enter. That's our glide approach. I'm going to go ahead and arm the alarm that there. So we're going to arm the 3, so that's all set. Okay, so then we get an auto landing option if we want. Let's see how that all works out. We'll see how the auto land works out, just to show you how it sets up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to select our decision height altitude. So we're on ILS, so forecast terminal, actual area QNH, which will be based on the actual QNH out here in Canberra, which is the QNH at the arrival was 1018. So go 1018 here. There you go. So we've changed that to 1018 right now. All right. So our actual. So we'll go decision height 2320. So our decision height is going to be our barrow. We'll just hold that. We'll hold that all the way down to 2,320.
On site 66, descent to 9,000. Canberra QNH 1018.
Descent 9,000, QNH 1018, 866. So yeah, when they change all different things, it's a little bit full on when it starts getting full on. So when they start changing your stuff around, So 23. So we're on 2320. So there's 3 and 20 coming up here, guys. There it is, 20. Alrighty, so that's our decision height sorted. We've got our altitude, and we've got the heading. We also have camber on the ADF, and yeah, that's all you need. Missed approach altitude will be 5,100, or directed by ATC. So what we'll do is I will
Mount
keep
Mark Center, flight dock 282 is on the ground at Essendon, taxi to parking.
Flight dock 282, start watch terminate.
Good night, sir.
Kendall 3664, when ready, leave control area descending.
So I'll leave this open for
IFR.
you guys, so you can see where it is. And there's our aircraft. So we'll lock the aircraft in like that, and you'll be able to see it on Navigraph there.
Kendall 3664, do you copy?
Kendall 3664, go ahead.
Kendall 3664, when ready, leave control area descending. No report of IFR.
Roger, when ready, we'll leave the controlled area descending and no IFR. Kendall 3664.
Alrighty, there's also one other thing that I forgot on Navigraph. You also want the heading, so 348. So we'll go and change those around now. So 348 on the course heading, guys. Both of them have to be set for auto land to work. So just get in the habit of doing it for every aircraft. If you have 2 course knobs, change it. 348 on both for the runway slash waterway you're landing. Wherever you're landing, both courses need to be set on the actual heading. So we're on 35, but the actual heading of this is 348. Alright. Done and set. That's everything there, guys. Whoops. That's not good. Yeah, this is set for 3D, so... Oh, it just stopped working. Simlink. Well, that's not good. Hopefully Simlink will start up soon. There you go. Now we should have the aircraft
56 by the start descent to 7,000.
descending by the star 7000, 866. Alrighty, so you got the aircraft there on Navigraph. I'll zoom that in a little bit for you.
United 98 Heavy by the start descent to 3,000. From Belgium, you cleared the ILS runway.
Alright, so we'll lock that on the aircraft.
By star 3000 from Delta, cleared ILS runway 16. Will report establish United 98.
So, at or below flight level 170 at Poly. So we're well and truly below it, so we're good. We're actually on glide path, if you can see that there. Little carrot We're actually on the glide path at the moment. So we'll double check that both our ILSs are set. We've got our head-up display. Let's arm the speed brake. Okay, now because we're auto landing, we'll turn the APU on now. That just gives, the reason we turn the APU on for auto landing, it gets the electronics and all that sort of stuff working, so we have backup electric power, just in case something goes wrong. You don't normally turn the APU on for manual landings. You turn the first officer will turn it on, or the pilot that is not monitoring, pilot in control, pilot monitoring will turn it on, because the pilot in control will have his hands on the yoke. So whoever's pilot monitoring, either whether it be the captain or the first officer, mostly first officer in this situation for Canberra, because Canberra is one of the airports that only captains land at, or certain flight officers, depending on how many times the first officer's been to Canberra, just because of the nature of the airfield and all the mountains around it. But yeah, so when you land, the first officer will whack on the autopilot, whack on the APU after landing, once the aircraft is all cleaned up. So cleaning up the aircraft, APU on, and then once it's run for 3 minutes, which should be about the taxi, so big airfields taxi back, or small airfields taxi back, just before heading into taxi stands, flick the APU on the bus. For auto landings, you just have it on there for extra safety measures or backup energy, and then when you land, you'll wait until you obviously get to the you'll wait until you get to the stand, and you'll hit on bus, and you'll swap the generators out for that.
Say again. Use the 147.
Kim, let's give you some wing views. I'm hoping this goes to plan, because if it does,
I'll give you the start list. Just stand by.
If it does go to plan, guys, we'll be able to land with a nice wing view. I reckon this view looks pretty cool when you're landing.
Too early to ask.
But that'll all depend if all this here is turned on, so we'll see about that. Alright, so we're coming into transition. Once we hit 11,000, I'll just whack on lights and standard and all that sort of stuff, okay? So we're coming in on standard. It should tell us standard in a minute. And there it is. So we'll hit standard.
8 heavy from my 16 did land.
All lights on.
Let's land from 16, okay.
Let's see how far away.
Are you able to,
we're not quite far off.
T-sat?
So at Honey, we'll start thinking about setting up the aircraft. We'll dirty up the aircraft, get ready for landings. Canberra does have some nice scenery to fly over, like there's mountains, rivers, forests. Really nice out here. But yeah, I have a few wing views set up for you. My favourites, these ones.
On your navigation display, sir, or on your legs page in the FMC, you should have a number of waypoints, i.e. Ebony, Aaron, Don Up, all those waypoints which happen to be on the Y59 airway. Do you have those?
Negative on my legs, I don't got any of that. I don't know why. Let me try something.
On the phase 66 by the start descent to 6,000. You cleared the LS runway 35 approach, report established.
Descend by the star 6000, cleared ILS approach runway 34, report established 866. Oh, we got a bit of a stutter there. We have a little bit of a stutter there. Sorry guys, I don't know what that was. Alright, so now we're going to start slowly descending. So like I said, at Honey, we will sort out flaps in a second. Don't know if you guys can see the airfield just yet.
Here to Gumroad, FMC will work.
But that's all
again.
Canberra down there.
So I will go on to selective route now.
Alright, so we're slowly coming to Honey, so we'll go flaps 1.
United 98 has located on
We'll dirty up the aircraft, get all that sort of sorted.
United 98 heavy taxi to the bay.
the bay, United 98.
And your New Zealand 147 indications are showing that you're descending, sir. Just confirm you've been cleared to flight level 340.
New Zealand 147, I'm very sorry about that. I was too focused on that Steven. Con now will do a look at the Steven line with South Landing.
Alright, so what we'll do is we're close enough now, so we'll, while we're waiting, we can get the heading around to the same heading, just an airmanship. Have the heading set for your direction on long flights all the time, just in case the LNAV fails. You can still fly with the heading, but if LNAV fails, most likely the autopilot's failed, so you probably won't have a problem. You probably have a problem with the heading as well, but just in case LNAV does fail and heading still works, you still got that option of controlling the aircraft. So that's all cool. Alright, so we'll go flaps 5 now. I've been meaning to draw on my flap so it lines up with the numbers. Alright, so we'll go V-lock now. So once we got V-lock, then we'll hit APP. So you'll see the V-lock is armed, it's in the white there. We have the ILS set up, so ICB, India Charlie Bravo, 348, DME 16. So at 20 we should be really getting ready to dirty up. So at 20, so we'll go flaps 15, slow the aircraft right down now, flaps 15 and gear down.
$2,500.
V-lock's still not established. It should come up, established in a second. Alright, so I'll bring that back in a little bit so we can see it. That one should be on... I will leave that one on 40. Alright, so V-locked is now armed, it's boxed and green. So we'll go APP. Runway's ahead, as you can see. So we have the runway ahead, we're on single channel. Glide slope is active, second autopilot turned on. And if it comes on and both of them stay on, you know you're going to have an auto landing.
2,500.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas flight 866 is established runway 35.
That's 866, runway 35, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 35, 866. Alrighty, so we're clear to land. Landing lights are all on. APU is on. Now our missed approach altitude was 5,100, so we'll select that. And we'll select our speed. Our reference speed is 48 plus 5. So 48 plus 5 is 553. Now, if everything goes to plan and we have the two things that pop up just down here, which it should, cross fingers, the aircraft will arm itself for go-around landing. Not go-around, but there's our little aircraft moving along. It should do its auto land. Cross fingers. We can go ahead and get rid of terrain. We'll leave the traffic on that one and we'll turn the traffic off this one. You can also select approach in this case if you want to select the approach, and then you've also got VOR, no frequencies. So you can see we're on glide slope and we're on the center line, which is really good. Might actually slow us down a couple more there. Let's watch us come in. One's hoping that we do get our flare, because I would love to see an auto land from the window. Oh yes, there's replays, but nothing like seeing it as it starts. So
airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Airspeed's low, eh? So the flare is sorted itself out. So we got flare up. But it doesn't look like it's going to roll through. She's very windy, so I don't know how we're going to go with landing, but we'll see.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
So
500.
Aircraft didn't really like this one.
Minimums.
400.
Really doesn't like this this wind.
300.
Does it? Alright, here we go. See how we go, guys.
200.
Welcome to Canberra. You know what we
100.
haven't done? Flaps 30.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Whoa. Yeah. We didn't put flaps 30, my bad. Always something, guys. It's always something. But that's alright. We managed to get out on the ground. Yeah, we skidded. Unfortunately, I didn't get to show you that, but as soon as I noticed that we were skidding around, I pretty much got rid of that straight away. Straight back on the front. Alright, so let's clean up the aircraft, flaps up. APU's off. Shut up. Alright.
On behalf of the crew, I'd like to thank everyone for joining
Lights
us
off,
on
gents.
the flight. We look forward to seeing you
Lights
in the
off.
future. Have a good day.
Strobes can come off. That can go back to map. That can come off. And crappy looking graphics there at the airfield. I'm actually planning on buying it, so. Melbourne Center, Qantas Flight 866, clear the runway, taxi for terminal.
RSA 66, taxi to the bay, cross runway 12.
Crossing, taxi to the bay, crossing runway 12, 866. Now he had us, I'm looking at the tail stop, we should have been on 16.
New Zealand 147, just confirm
So-
set your QNH to 1013.
But anyways, thank you very much, guys.
Alright, now 101.
We'll go ahead and pull in here, and we'll turn those off, and may as well chuck that on the bus. It's been well and truly over 3 minutes. So yeah, that's all sorted. You can set those to continuous on landing, but I had it on auto land, so it's fine. So runway turn lights are off, landing lights are off. Any collision light can stay on just for now. So we made it to Canberra. Very short flight, probably a long video, but very short flight. There was some mistakes, and I did rectify them. I honestly, I totally, well, having an alarm problem there, and I just set on to 15. So we landed with 15 flaps, not
There is no ATIS up and there's no one else controlling, but I can tell you the wind
30.
in Sydney, 13013 knots, it's a very good chance you'll be on runway 16 right.
Righty.
Runway 16 right, roger, thank you very much.
And if it's in your database, sir, you cleared the River 3 arrival, runway 16 right, when ready, descent flight level 210.
When ready, down to flight level 210.
Oh, we're on the wrong one.
3
Yeah.
arrival,
Oops.
runway
Having
16
triple
right,
screens
thank
is
you
a
very
bit
much.
broken sometimes. I thought I was going for this one when I wasn't. Anyways. Cool,
Not
done.
a problem, sir. Just confirm,
Taxi
sir, you
lights
may
off.
be descending a little bit too early. Have you got a top of descent marker on your 777?
Alright.
Let's have a look.
So those guys are busy. We'll just
It just says a big M, I should be at 8,000 feet. So, when we get a big M, we'll do that.
alrighty. Turn them off. Wonder why we can't move. There we go. I don't know why that was a thing, but it's just not letting us move for some reason. Real weird. Isn't it? I'm at full throttle and it's not letting us move. Yeah. Alright, I think the hydraulics might be turned off because I did turn these off at a wrong time, but okay. Anyways, we'll just park him here. Something's going on with the brakes, I think. If I have a look at it, I think the brakes are on. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. So we'll go ahead and shut this aircraft down now. That's off. Turn the hydraulics off. PTUs. Turn that on. Turn the anti-collision lights off. And deboard the plane. So thank you very much, guys. And until next time, yeah, I really hope this was enjoyable. There was some mistakes, but yeah, if you ever need help, just comment down below or contact me on Discord, and I'm more than happy to help when I'm not working. Thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video. See you later.